Welcome to the Balanced Body Podcast. My name is Ada Wells, and I'm owner of Pro Balance Physical Therapy and Pilates in Alameda, California. Joining me today is Roxana Cohen, and what I'd like to talk to you in this segment about is thoracic mobility and its importance in the golf swing. Now, thoracic mobility is important because in the golf swing, we have what's called the primary axis of rotation, or the spine angle in the golfing world, and we want to be able to rotate around that spine angle without our body coming up and moving into different positions. So it should stay around that angle throughout most of the swing. If a person does not have adequate thoracic mobility, what you'll often see is they're going to get it any way they can. So they're going to bring that club up. They may come in and lose their posture by coming up and compressing into the lower back. They might also end up bringing the shoulders up and having a flat shoulder plane. So what we're going to do is a little test for thoracic mobility. What I've done is I've taken two golf clubs, or you can take two dowels, or even just tape an X on the floor in a 45-degree angle. We're going to go ahead and bring that dowel up over your head and just behind your back. All right? And keeping your knees together and facing straight ahead, we're going to go ahead and have Roxana rotate all the way to one direction towards me. And what I'm looking at is to see if the angle of this dowel is past the angle of the club, which she just about makes it. Let's go ahead and do it to the other direction. And here she's able to make it past that angle. Good, and back. And so that angle is about a 45-degree angle. Now PGA norms, they're able to easily do this both directions. In fact, they're probably closer to 55 degrees. So if your golfer is unable to rotate past this 45-degree angle, then they really need to work on their mobility. So let's do a couple of exercises here on the trapeze table. Hand me their dowel there. Let me pick these up that address thoracic mobility. So let's come on over here to the table and just have a seat off the edge. And what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and actually scoot all the way back so that your knees are off the edge here, okay? And it's optional if you would like them to be standing, or if you would like something underneath their feet. Let's go ahead and just place your arms at 90 degrees and just go ahead and hold on to the uprights of the Cadillac. And now we're going to go ahead and take this hand and hold on to the upright here. This hand is going to go ahead and take a hold of the tower bar. And what we're going to do is we're going to imagine, when you rotate, you're going to imagine that you're pulling the bar and the upright in opposing directions as you rotate. Good. And then come back to center. Again, we're going to pull the tower bar and the upright away as you rotate and back to center. One more time, pulling them away and center. By me having her pull, what we're doing is trying to have her engage and stabilize through that shoulder girdle as she's going into that rotation. She's going to definitely need that when she's holding the club up at the top of the backswing. Okay, we'd obviously repeat this on the other side. So then, after you have them do that, we want to make this a little more functional. So we can have them come into standing. And here we don't need to spring the bar, but I usually end up putting the bar approximately, so scoot forward so it's about at your chest distance. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the bar up. And we're going to go into what would be a golf position, so bending slightly from the hips and knees. And go ahead and let's take this hand, and we're just going to grasp onto the upright here. And same thing, we're going to try to pull apart the tower and the upright. Good. And back to center. Again, pulling apart. There we go, that's it, and rotating. And back center, one more time, pulling apart. So now we're getting that rotation of the thoracic spine in a functional position for that golfer. Good, and we're going to relax. Okay, now the next exercise is going to be one where we can actually use the springs in here. So what I'm going to do, this setup is interesting. So we're going to take two blue springs, and I'm going to actually crisscross the springs. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to make that bar a little bit higher. This is the carabiner from the safety strap, and I'm going to use a handle here. So I'm just going to hook these right to the end. This is going to allow us to be able to swivel our grip. Let's go ahead and lie down on your side. And it's ideal if you have a little something, if they've got more broad shoulders, to place underneath their head. There we go, and just relax there. And I'm going to place this a little bit slightly behind there so we have somewhere to rotate. Okay, so I have them stacked on their hips, stacked on their shoulders. The bottom hand, let's go ahead and let's rotate. There we go. The bottom hand is at approximately a 90-degree angle. And let's go ahead and take hold of your grip there. And so from here, we're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, stabilizing for the shoulder girdle, we're going to rotate through the rib cage. Good. Inhale as you come back up. Keeping the shoulders down. Exhale. Reaching back. Good. So this is a nice scapular stability exercise, but also thoracic mobility. So I might have them do this 3 to 5 times here. And back up. Then what we can do is a nice assisted stretch. So take this hand, place it behind on that bar, and we're going to take this hand and just place it right there on this bar. Now what's going to be nice in this position is that I'm going to be able to stabilize her, and let's go ahead and we're going to rotate. I'm going to give her a little bit of an assisted stretch on the way up and back down. How's that feel, Roxana?
Feels great.
Good. And back. One more time. Up. So she's really liking this. And back. Good. And so we'll go ahead, bring that back down, and then I'll do it and take it from here. So those are a couple of great exercises that you can do to improve thoracic rotation for your golfer.